Hikia Parata.
I am delighted to stand as the National List MP based in Mana and have the opportunity of my parliamentary role to congratulate Porirua for winning 3 golds at the International Awards for Livable Communities held in Chicago last night. Porirua achieved gold for its village planning program, winning first place in the socio-economic section of the Environmentally Sustainable Project Award. They also got a gold award in topping the community sustainability criteria in the whole city award. Now that's particularly important because they competed against 43 other cities in the world, included in which were Montreal, Vancouver and Beijing. And the reason I start my contribution with that today is because if you listen to the opposition, the only thing you would hear about the Mana electorate would be doom and gloom. And the people there want to hear the full story of all the communities of Mana told to the world because they are proud of what they are achieving every day. Unfortunately, the opposition, as personified and typified by their vote on the Rugby World Cup bill last night, they try to write all sides of a story. They're for, they're against, they don't know, they're ambivalent, they're ambiguous. They are in disarray, is the fact of the matter. And so we are a verdant casserole of complexities and disarray. Thank you, Mr. Calder. The fact is that Mana has a great story to tell across the board. The crime rate is the lowest in the Kapimana policing area for the Wellington region. In terms of health, I'm sure the House was delighted to hear, although it could be forgiven for thinking otherwise because of the acrimonious remarks thrown by the opposition, when the Minister of Health yesterday advised the House that in the 2 years that this party has been in government, elective surgery has climbed 57%. In the Mana electorate, 57%. And as for outpatient consults, they have climbed 30%. So what, Mr. Mallard says? Well, I'll tell Mr. Mallard, so what? For 60 years, that party has had, apparently, a safe seat in Mana. And what has it got to show for it? A legacy of poor health, a legacy of deferred maintenance and housing, a legacy of people who are undereducated. So what? So what? I and this party care about making a difference for the people of Mana. They care about backing the people of Mana into business. We care about the Porirua youth, of whom there are a significant number, as witnessed by the Porirua Youth Awards, which were held last week, because this party in government wants to celebrate achievement. Yes, there are problems. Yes, we must address them. And are we? Yes. This record in health demonstrates that. I have been criticised by the opposition for apparently remaining silent on roading. I am not silent on roading. I absolutely support this government's decision to invest $2.2 billion, which, by the way, has been costed, unlike the opposition, and for it to be a corridor from Wellington Airport to Levin. And I have spent my time advocating that the impacts be as minimal as possible, that the schools be as little affected as possible, that the focus on environmental screening be important, and that the interchange options be the best possible available. Because unlike Mr. Hughes, public silence doesn't mean total silence, because effectiveness doesn't require press releases every 5 minutes that say or mean nothing. So my interest is, how do we get the best possible outcome for all of the communities of Mana? It is a young population, it's multicultural, it's aspirational. I want more for the families and the kids and all of those communities, and unlike that opposition that's had 60 years to do something about it, I, in 3 years, have made significant difference, and I can point to them. I can point to them. And this government can point to them, because what they're interested in is, yes, well, quite right, because the opposition also specialises in cultural insults, which they put other people up to talk about. So our government government is interested in sustainable economics. It's interested in sustainable health, and that is why we've seen an improvement. It's interested in sustainable policing, and that's why we've seen a decline in crime rate. It's interested in sustainable employment, and that's why we've seen, yes, a modest, but nevertheless an improvement in employment. And that's what this government stands for. Kia ora.
Chris Hipkins.
Thank you very much.